Elena Vasquez was the kind of woman who turned heads without trying. At 28, she embodied the quiet ambition of a first-generation American dreamer, her olive skin glowing under the relentless Los Angeles sun, her dark curls cascading like a waterfall over shoulders honed by weekend hikes in the Hollywood Hills. Born to Mexican immigrant parents in East LA, Elena had clawed her way from a cramped apartment in Boyle Heights to a sleek one-bedroom condo in Silver Lake, where succulents lined the windowsills and indie playlists hummed from her vintage record player. By day, she was a marketing coordinator at a boutique ad agency, crafting campaigns for eco-friendly startups that made her feel like she was saving the world one viral post at a time. By night, she was the glue holding her fractured family together, especially her mother, Rosa, whose fiery spirit had carried them through lean years but now teetered on the edge of meddlesome chaos. Elena's life was a delicate balance. The thrill of her budding romance with Javier, a barista-turned-screenwriter she met at a farmer's market. The satisfaction of mentoring young Latinas at a local nonprofit, and the undercurrent of guilt that pulled her back to Rosa's modest bungalow in Pico Union, where faded family photos lined the walls and the scent of carnitas lingered like a memory. Rosa, at 55, was a force of nature. Widowed young, she'd raised Elena and her two younger brothers on sheer will, working double shifts as a seamstress until her hands ached. Now retired on a modest pension, she filled her days with telenovelas, church bingo, and elaborate schemes that Elena both adored and dreaded. Mija, life is too short for plain living, Rosa would say, her gold hoop earrings swaying as she stirred a pot of mole. But beneath the warmth, Elena sensed Rosa's loneliness, a quiet ache that made her mother's affections feel like lifelines, or sometimes clever traps. It was this bond that led Elena to propose the trip, a long-overdue mother-daughter escape to Europe. Paris, Rome, maybe a detour to Barcelona, dreams Elena had pinned on a corkboard since college. As she sipped her morning matcha in her sunlit kitchen, scrolling through budget flight sites on her laptop, Elena pictured Rosa's face lighting up at the Eiffel Tower, the two of them laughing over gelato without the weight of bills or brothers' dramas. Little did she know, this dream would unravel into a web of deception, forcing Elena to confront not just her mother's tricks, but the unbreakable tether of love that bound them. Chapter 1. The spark of a dream. The idea hit Elena like a summer storm during a rare quiet evening at Rosa's. It was mid-May, the jacaranda trees outside blooming in purple riots, and Elena had just finished helping her mother sort through a box of old letters from Elena's late father. The air was thick with nostalgia, the kind that made Elena's chest tighten. "Mama," she said, folding a yellowed envelope, "we need a break. Something big. What if we go to Europe? Just you and me. I've been saving. Flights aren't bad if we book now." Rosa's eyes, sharp as ever behind her bifocals, lit up like Diwali lamps. She set down her rosary beads and clapped her hands, the sound echoing off the terracotta tiles. "Ay, Mija. Europe? With my Elena? Dios mío, I've always wanted to see the Colosseum, feel like a gladiator." They spent the next hour huddled over Elena's phone, oohing and awing at photos of the Amalfi Coast, the canals of Venice. Elena pulled up a flight aggregator site, round trip from LAX to Paris for $850 each, economy class, with layovers that shaved off another $100. "See, affordable. We can do hostels, street food. It'll be our adventure." Rosa nodded enthusiastically, but Elena caught the flicker in her eyes, a scheming glint she'd seen since childhood, when her mother bartered for extra tomatoes at the mercado or forgot to mention a surprise party until the guests arrived. "Perfecto," Rosa said, hugging Elena tight. "But Mija, flights like this? They change fast. Let me help you book. I have my old card from the bank, rewards points, you know?" Elena hesitated. Rosa's old card was actually Elena's, co-signed years ago when Rosa's credit tanked after a medical bill from Elena's brother's accident. It was a safety net, Elena told herself, though she'd vowed to pay it off herself. "Okay, but let's confirm prices first. I don't want surprises." The next morning, Elena woke to a text from Rosa. "Tickets booked. Paris, here we come. $1,200 each, worth every peso." Elena's stomach dropped. $1,200? She bolted upright in her king-sized bed, the sheets tangling around her legs, and opened her laptop. Refreshing the site, she saw the same flights. $850. A quick call to Rosa confirmed it. "Mama, why so much? I found them cheaper." Rosa's voice was all innocence, laced with that maternal authority Elena could never quite defy. "Aye, Elena, you and your apps. By the time I called the airline direct, Mija, not some robot site, they quoted $1,200. Business class seats were extra, but I stuck to economy. Plus taxes, fees, it's real life, not a fairy tale. Elena rubbed her temples, the hum of her Nespresso machine mocking her. She pulled up her banking app. Yep, the charge hit, $4,800 total. For tickets? Her heart stuttered. Mama, it says 4 tickets. Not 2. A pause, then Rosa's laugh, warm as fresh tortillas. Oh, that? A glitch, probably. We'll sort it. But listen, Mija, if it's too much, stay behind. I can go with Tia Lupe and the girls from Bingo. They've been dying for a trip. You work so hard, don't stretch yourself. The words landed like a gentle shove. Stay behind? Elena pictured it, Rosa jetting off without her. The photos on Instagram of champagne toasts and sunset selfies. Elena alone in her condo with takeout and Netflix. No, she thought, stealing herself. This was their trip. It's fine, Mama. I'll cover it. Just next time we check together. But as the weeks blurred into packing frenzy, Elena's capsule wardrobe of linen dresses and walking sandals, Rosa's suitcase bulging with embroidered blouses and knockoff Chanel. Doubt not at Elena. Javier noticed, too, during their date at a taqueria in Echo Park. Babe, you okay? You look like you're solving world hunger over your al pastor. Elena sighed, pushing away her half-eaten taco. It's Mom. The flights, they're double what I found. And she mentioned her friends. I think she's planning to bring them. Javier raised an eyebrow, his easy smile fading. The Bingo Brigade? Elena, that's not a duo trip anymore. Talk to her. I will, she promised, but the call never came. Instead, excitement built. Farewell brunches with her brothers, who teased her about going full tourist, and late-night calls with Rosa plotting itineraries. By departure week, Elena had rationalized it. $1, $200 wasn't bankruptcy. She'd pick up overtime at work. It was for love, after all. Chapter 2. The deceptive departure LAX was a zoo at dawn, the air humming with jet fuel and hurried goodbyes. Elena arrived early, her roller bag whispering against the linoleum, heart fluttering with a mix of nerves and joy. Rosa was already there, perched on a bench like a queen, surrounded by 3 women who could only be the Bingo crew. Tia Lupe, with her flame-red hair and leopard print scarf, Carmen, the quiet one with a perpetual rosary in hand, and Sophia, whose laughter boomed like thunder. Mia. Rosa enveloped Elena in a cloud of Estee Lauder and jasmine. You made it. Girls, this is my Elena, the smart one who got me this trip. Elena forced a smile, hugging each auntie in turn, the scent of their collective perfumes overwhelming. Tia Lupe, you look amazing. All of you. But, 4 tickets? Mama, we said 2. Rosa waved it off, linking arms with her daughter as they shuffled toward security. Last minute, Mija. Lupe's husband bailed on their anniversary. Heart thing, you know, and Carmen's kids are with their papa. Sophia? Well, she's single, needs adventure. I couldn't say no. Besides, your card has room. It's like one big family reunion. Elena's jaw tightened, but the line moved too fast for argument. She flashed her boarding pass, business class, row 2A, a plush leather seat with legroom for days. $1,200 per? No wonder. As they boarded, the flight attendants cooed over Rosa's group, offering pre-departure mimosas. Elena sank into her seat, the hum of engines vibrating through her, and pulled out her phone. One last text to Javier, boarding. Wish me luck. Love you. The flight was a blur of indulgence. Hot towels, 3-course meals on china, movies flickering on personal screens. Rosa and the aunties chattered in rapid Spanish, toasting to new beginnings, while Elena nursed a ginger ale and stared out at the endless blue. By the time they touched down in Paris, Charles de Gaulle's glass dome sparkling under a rare sunny sky, Elena's resentment had simmered to a low boil. Jet lag helped, so did the crepes from a street vendor, flaky and sweet, shared under the shadow of Notre Dame. The first days were magic despite the crowd. They wandered the Louvre, Rosa gasping at the Mona Lisa like it was a long-lost cousin. Evenings dissolved into wine bars in Montmartre, where accordion players serenaded them and Elena translated menus with Google, her French app failing hilariously. The aunties adored her, slipping her euros for the pretty one and sharing stories of their own youths. Lupe's wild days in Tijuana, Carmen's quiet factory romances. Rosa beamed, her arm always around Elena's waist, whispering, "See, Mija? Family makes everything better." But cracks appeared on day 4 in Rome. They'd splurged on a private Vatican tour, Rosa's idea, of course, and as they marveled at Michelangelo's frescoes, Elena's phone buzzed. Not a text, but an alert from her bank. Unusual activity detected. $4,800 charge to Air France. Confirm? Her blood ran cold. She stepped away, thumbs flying over the screen to approve. Wait, no. The charge was from weeks ago, the booking. But now, digging deeper in the app, she saw the details. For business class round trips, LAX to Paris via Rome, returning in 2 weeks. Names: Rosa Vasquez, Lupe Ramirez, Carmen Ortiz, Sofia Mendoza. Elena's card. Her savings drained. Nausea hit harder than the Roman heat. She slipped into a side chapel, the cool marble a balm, and dialed Rosa. No answer. A text: Mama, we need to talk. The tickets, my card? Minutes ticked by, the group photo ops echoing outside. Finally, Mija, it's fine. A gift from you to us. You said yes. Enjoy the gelato. I'll explain later. A gift. Elena's vision blurred. She'd nodded, yes, but under duress, manipulated by that stay-behind ultimatum. Back with the group, she pasted on a smile for the Trevi fountain, tossing a coin over her shoulder for return. Ironic, now. That night, in their Airbnb overlooking the Tiber, Elena confronted her. The aunties had crashed early, jet lag claiming them, leaving mother and daughter alone with a bottle of Chianti. Mama, $4,800. That's my emergency fund. For the down payment on a house. Javier and I, we were saving. Rosa poured generously, her bangles clinking. Elena, mi amor, it's not stealing. You offered. And look, business class? We flew like queens. The girls are thrilled. Lupe hasn't left the country since '89. But I thought it was $1,200 for us. You lied. Rosa's eyes softened, but that glint returned. Exaggerated, Mija. To make you stay home if you couldn't swing it. But you could. And now, see? Adventure for all. Isn't that better than 2 sad tickets? Elena slammed her glass down, wine sloshing. Better? You used me. Like I'm still a kid who can't say no. The argument stretched into the night, voices rising then falling, tears mixing with laughter as Rosa recounted her own sacrifices. I worked 3 jobs so you could go to college, Mija. This is payback, enjoy. Elena stormed to the balcony, the eternal city twinkling below, feeling small and betrayed. Yet, as Rosa's snores filtered from the bedroom, Elena couldn't hate her. This was Rosa. Love wrapped in schemes, generosity disguised as guile. Chapter 3. The tide turns Barcelona brought no reprieve. Gaudi's Sagrada Familia loomed like a fever dream, its spires piercing the sky, mirroring Elena's turmoil. She played the dutiful daughter by day, ferry rides to Montserrat, tapas crawls in the Gothic quarter. But nights were for plotting. Back in her bunk, the aunties snored in chorus. Elena fired up her laptop, VPN routing through LA for privacy. Flight sites glowed. Round trips from Paris to LAX, $200 each. Economy, directish, no frills. She'd found them originally. Rosa had lied, not just about price, but the necessity. Empowerment surged, hot as sangria. Javier's texts anchored her. You're stronger than her tricks. Come home to me. Elena booked 4 returns. Not the originals, but these bargains, emailing confirmations to the group chat with a breezy note. Surprise! Cheaper flights home, saving us all a fortune. See attached. No mention of cancellation. The next morning, chaos erupted over paella. Rosa's phone pinged with airline emails, booking cancelled. New itinerary, economy, $200 pages. Tia Lupe wailed, economy? With my sciatica? Carmen crossed herself, muttering about omens. Sofia, ever the firecracker, laughed. At least we're flying, chicas. Rosa's face crumpled, then hardened. Elena Vasquez, what have you done? Those seats were perfect. Exactly, Mama, Elena said, voice steady for the first time. You tricked me into business for 4. Now we fly real, affordable like I planned. Or stay here forever. The aunties mediated, Lupe hugging Rosa while Sofia high-fived Elena. Smart girl, Sofia whispered. Your mama needs this kick. By afternoon, they'd boarded a train to Madrid for the connection, grumbling but giggling over shared selfies. Rosa sulked in silence, but Elena caught her stealing glances. Pride? Regret? The return flight was purgatory. Cramped seats, no mimosas, turbulence rattling like judgment. Elena sat beside Rosa, the Atlantic a vast mirror below. Mija, Rosa finally said, her hand finding Elena's. I went too far. Wanted to give them, the girls, a taste of luxury they never had. Like I never did. But you're my heart. Forgive? Elena squeezed back, tears pricking. Always, Mama. But no more schemes. Next trip we plan together. $200 flights and all. Epilogue. Lessons in the sky. Back in LA, the bungalow felt smaller, warmer. The aunties dispersed with hugs and promises of bingo rematches, Lupe slipping Elena a jar of homemade salsa for the warrior queen. Javier picked Elena up at LAX, his kiss a homecoming. Rosa, unpacking in her kitchen, pulled Elena aside. Mija, I checked your sites. $200? How? Elena grinned, the twist she'd saved. Research, mama. And a little rebellion. Now let's plan the next one, my treat, no tricks. As the sun dipped over the Hollywood sign, mother and daughter clinked iced teas on the porch, the city humming with possibility. Deception had cracked them open, but love, the real kind, flawed and fierce, patched them whole. In the city of dreams, Elena Vasquez had learned, sometimes the best adventures start with a lie, but end with truth.